Well, welcome to Tour of Manufacturing. I'm Carrie Johnson with the Detroit Lakes Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we are here today in Lake Park, Minnesota at MedPac, one of those amazing manufacturers that sometimes you just didn't know existed, and we're here to take a tour. So thank you for letting us come.
No problem.
Tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay, this is MedPac. I started this in 2000, and I moved to Lake Park in 2003, and added on several times, and everything has been going pretty well. So. All
right, in a nutshell, what do you do here? What do you build?
We build medical interiors for aircraft that are STC'd. It's an approval process from the Federal Aviation, and then we also hold parts manufacturing approval to build aircraft parts. And that's our main focus.
Okay.
And then some things on the side. We do some trailers, some fish houses, and custom products for other people.
Okay. So who is your client on the medical side?
Most of the time it's fixed-based operators, hospitals with a flight program.
Okay.
And sometimes an owner-operator, a private individual that wants to use his aircraft to have better utilization.
Okay. So how do those customers find you here in Lake Park?
Been doing this for a number of years. I started the medical, I built the first one in North Dakota in 1975. Okay. And then we started branching out in the late 80s. I built a dedicated one for AmeriCare at the time. One thing led to another, and then the company I worked for, we got a bunch of approvals. I left there in 2000, started MedPac, and today I have approvals on about 250 models of aircraft.
Okay, okay.
Of this unit. I've got other STCs and other things, but
all right.
That's the main one.
And then you were talking about trade shows, and we're in front of your trade show booth, so you do travel and
yes,
the market.
Our first trade show coming up is Long Beach, California. That is the Air Medical Trade Show. About 2,500 people. Those mainly are flight nurses, okay, paramedics, doctors with programs. And then there's an average of about 150 booths at that show.
Okay.
And then the big one coming up is the NBAA. And that's the big aircraft show. At average attendance, 30,000 to 35,000 people.
Wow. That
particular show comes from all over the world. And that is the one that we make most of our contacts with.
Sure.
But I've been displaying at these two trade shows since the late 80s. So a lot of people know who I am. And then also we do marketing on the internet.
Okay.
And we used to do direct mailings, but that's long gone. We don't do that anymore. So, but that's most of how we do it.
All right, wonderful. And then I know you're going to give us a tour, so
yes,
we look forward to the tour of the facility. All right, so if somebody was going to order one of your units, you come back with that order to the shop, then what happens?
Okay, what we're doing, we pre-build our units, and that way my turn time is a lot quicker.
Sure.
As I mentioned earlier, competitors 90 to 120 days out. We can deliver in 1 to 2 days. And how we do that, we pre-build our units. And these are 110 volts, and over across the aisle here we have 220 volt units, which is commonly used in Europe.
Sure.
And in the East, the Mid-East, and those countries. All the individual parts in here, like I mentioned, are all pre-built. If we're running low on assembled units, we can normally put a unit together in 4 days.
Okay.
From start to finish. Machine time and all that, well, I don't figure that in the assembly time. But if you were to do the machining time along with the assembly time, you're looking at about 3 weeks.
Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of work put into these.
Oh yes. And everything is built here. We paint here, assemble here. The only thing that I farm out right now is the cushion.
Okay.
And of course your normal parts, your circuit breakers and switches and all that. And we have a fair amount of stock on hand. I normally take and run, I've got enough parts on hand to probably build a dozen units at a time.
Okay.
So
wonderful. So truly made right here in Lake Park. Very neat. All right, we're standing next to one of the things you actually build, what you make here. So tell us a little bit about this unit.
This unit here is all built out of aircraft aluminum. It has to meet certain requirements of the FAA, and those rules are the federal regulation. And we have to build it to survive a certain impact with the ground on the forward, aft, and lateral. And that is all designed and built into this cabinet. Some of the highlights of this, inside of the cabinet there's a 3,300 liter oxygen cylinder. There's an air compressor, a suction pump, and an inverter that can take DC power, convert it to AC power.
Okay.
Some of the options that we have drawers, we have utility trays, IV pole, and this is a vertical gas bar. In some cases, what we've done, we set this up with one style outlet and leave this a different style, so the team never knows when they go someplace what the other party is bringing.
Sure.
This way they're set up for two. I have these outlet plates available in 4 different styles. And also this base is approved right now for, like I said, 250 aircraft. All I change is this mounting bracket on the front corner, depending on the configuration of the seat rails for the aircraft. To remove the stretcher can be removed from either end. One, it can be moved from this end or from that end, and right now this is a multi-purpose plate that I've got on here because we've got another product that will be coming out, and this one here can be released and released as well. So, and the backrest on this one here goes up to 62 degrees, and sometimes, depending on the condition of the patient, they have to be upright for lung deals. I've done a couple things different. I use a tread plate top, and the reason I do that, paramedics will always, just about always, will set the stretcher on the ground, and it will pick up grit.
Oh, sure.
As soon as it hits this self-cleaning feature. But also, with the reduced surface, our drag is reduced. So, as a result, the stretcher glides really easy.
Right, right.
And that's the main part of this unit here. It's the same design that I came with back in 2000. It has worked perfect, and if it works, leave it alone.
Wonderful. All right, we're here with Elizabeth, and Elizabeth, you have a great background in the medical field,
yes.
And so perfect fit for MedPac. Tell us about what your background is and then how that helps you with the clients.
I've been a critical care RN and actually been a nurse in various different capacities as well, and a medic for about 20 years.
Okay.
A couple years ago, I came on board with MedPac with Ralph, and it's been a good fit for me. I didn't think sales would be a great thing, but I actually, for my customers, I'm able to use my medical background for our customers rather than just the sales part. And our customers really seem to like that. You know, a lot of them are just starting up in aeromedical and have a lot of questions. They don't know how to start, what equipment they need, what kind of different equipment they need for different patients.
Okay.
You know, if it's advanced life support capacity, if it's a trauma, you know, they have a lot of questions, and they're able to get it all in-house here. They get their equipment and some expertise.
Wonderful. So really great that you're right here in Lake Park. Small town girl, yet you get to be all over the world and helping people and saving lives.
I do. I had the opportunity to work with the Chilean Army a year ago, and that was a great experience, going down there for 8 days and working with the general and the pilots and teaching them how to use their equipment and getting to fly with them and actually installing a system, and it was a great experience for us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you're on the team at MedPac.
Thanks.